Morning friends, happy Monday, how the heck you doing? And a million thanks to everyone that joined my live yesterday. It was a bit rushed because it was just before the World Cup final, but I loved it. Great questions in the comments, good debate, absolutely superb, thank you. Harry's back in town, meeting up with his old mucker last night on James Corden's internationally broadcast comedy / chat show, and it looks like Harry had a great time. And Harry and James Corden, who is a legend in the UK as well, by the way, go back at least a decade. They're great mates, they've done stuff together in the past. Harry looked great, slim, tanned, moisturised, confident, human, eloquent, had some great discussions. Yes, I had watched it, little bit of comedy chucked in there, showing the UK and the international audience why this guy is the real future king in the UK. He is the true king of the UK, and even anti-monarchists like me would tolerate the monarchy if he was the head of it. Things would change rapidly. Value for money for the UK would be increased. Well, it can't be decreased because currently it's zero. And we would get the benefit of this man's experience in turning our country around and making it better.
I want to talk to you about this because last month on this show we were discussing Harry Kane and it sparked an interesting and important conversation. Have a look.
Where does he rank on the list of all-time British Harrys to you guys?
That is a sensational question.
For me, you've got Prince, Styles, Potter, Kane.
Wow. Harry Styles wins it for me.
You think Styles won?
Harry Styles number
Styles won. Kane 2. Or Potter 2.
No, Potter 2.
Potter 2.
Harry
You're putting
Kane.
Potter above Kane.
Yeah, mate, the impact he's had.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Right, genuinely, Prince Harry is coming on the show in a few weeks' time.
Okay.
He's number one.
The Duke's going to come here. We'll discuss this fully then. So, we're here. It's our last show. Let's hash it out. Where do you put yourself?
I'm going to put where I put myself?
In the list of greatest British Harrys. So once again, I want to make sure we're not leaving anyone out. We're going Styles, Prince, Potter, Kane.
Those are the 4.
Okay, so there's the 4.
Big H.
Where are we? I mean, are you going to be so bold now you're sat in front of the big man?
No,
because you couldn't have been.
With me at 4.
You were putting him in 4. He wasn't immovable in 4.
The moment you knew that I was going to be on this table, you said,
let's talk about it.
Notice where Carmel had you.
Notice
where Carmel had you.
Carmel had you.
My friends really.
Yeah, you're exactly
right. To be honest, I had Harry Potter number 1. When I went and reevaluated things.
You're putting Potter above Styles.
Because I'm
not having this, Rio. I'm not having this. No. We cannot have Harry Potter above. We cannot have a fictitious Harry.
He's in the curriculum.
What do you mean, have I seen the impact Harry Potter's had? Yes, of course I have. But
it's true. I mean.
But I don't know. This is so. We should have done a whole show on this. But okay. Where are you ranking the British Harrys? Go. Number 1.
There's a conflict of interest here.
Go on. Number 1. Be bold. Number 1.
Harry Styles.
Styles at 1. Great shouts.
Harry Kane.
Kane at 2.
Wow. Third equal. The Potter and the...
You're going Potter and Prince in a split for 3rd.
Yeah. And we'll have a Quidditch off.
That's a great Quidditch off. Live on Fox. Yeah. Quidditch, live on Fox. When we come back, don't go anywhere. What would it take, do you think, for England to get to a final?
Ask him.
No one wants to hear my answer.
Yeah, what do you think? What does it take?
Be very careful what I say here. What's it going to take? I think it's a mindset. I think what we saw.
He knows.
He's right. We've been saying this all day. Yeah, go on.
I think that what we saw was a slight shock value for the team. We're 1-0 up against Argentina, and then there was this immediate temptation to fall into defence. I don't think it was a tactic. I don't think that was the plan. It just happened. And you can't, in 72, 73 minutes, however long it was, try to defend a 1-0 lead against a team like that. You just can't. So I think if the mindset is the belief, is the fact that if you are 1-0 up, believe that you can be 2-0 up.
You need to come on my podcast and do this with me. Like we
But hang on. I'm going to go one better.
Go on, then.
I'm going to go one better than this. Once Thomas Tuchel steps down in 2 years' time after the Euros, what about this? Manager, Rio Ferdinand. Assistant manager, Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Me and Ian, bibs and cones, doing the drills, doing the work. I honestly feel like the four of us.
Squaddies, can somebody explain this to me? Because I'm genuinely confused. For years, we've been told the same story. Harry misses royal life. Harry is trapped. Harry is lonely. Harry regrets leaving. Really? Because that's not the guy I just watched. The Harry that walked onto the World Cup special looked like someone who had just bumped into his best mate at a barbecue. Big smile, relaxed, cracking jokes. No awkwardness, no forced laughter, just good vibes. And then the crowd started chanting, "Harry, Harry, Harry." Now hold on. That's not something you can order online. You can't phone a PR company and say, "Excuse me, can I get 500 people to cheer my name like they actually mean it?" Life doesn't work like that. People cheer because they're enjoying what they're seeing. That's the bit some people keep missing. Their cameras can catch a fake smile. Trust me, we've all seen one. But they also catch genuine laughter. They catch those little moments when someone forgets they're being watched because they're simply having a good time. That's exactly what happened here. Harry wasn't trying to prove anything. He wasn't giving some big speech. He was just being himself. And funny enough, that's when people seem to like him the most. Meanwhile, you've still got certain critics trying to convince everyone he's secretly miserable. Come on now. If your mate keeps posting holiday photos, laughing with friends, showing up at events looking happy and living life, at some point you've got to stop insisting they're having the worst time ever. Regular people don't buy that. We trust our own eyes. Harry looked comfortable. He looked confident. He looked like a man who's found his rhythm. What I saw was someone enjoying the moment, enjoying his friendship with James Corden, and enjoying life. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. A happy person usually looks happy, and that's exactly what Prince Harry looked like.
Now let's talk about Harry and James Corden for a second, because you cannot fake that kind of friendship, not a chance. The minute they started talking, it didn't feel like two celebrities trying to entertain us. It felt like two old mates who forgot the cameras were even there. That's why the jokes landed. Nobody was forcing a laugh, nobody was waiting for permission to smile. It was just natural, and regular people spot that instantly. We've all been around fake friendships, you know the ones. Everybody's smiling for the photo, then the second the camera goes away, silence, awkward. That's not what we saw here. Harry and James were bouncing off each other like they've been roasting one another for years. One joke came flying in, the other fired one straight back. It was effortless. Honestly, that's how most of us joke around with our closest friends. No script, no pretending, just good vibes. And I think that's one of Harry's biggest strengths. He doesn't suddenly become a different person because a camera's pointed at him. He laughs, he teases, he lets people tease him back. That's confidence. Meanwhile, there are always people trying to convince us every public appearance is carefully manufactured. Really? If you've ever tried forcing chemistry with someone you barely know, you'll understand how impossible that is. You can't manufacture timing. You can't manufacture comfort. You definitely can't manufacture that look friends give each other right before they're about to burst out laughing. Either it's there or it isn't. That's why this appearance worked so well. It reminded people that behind all the royal headlines and endless drama is a guy who enjoys spending time with his friends like everybody else. And honestly, I'd take one genuine friendship over 1,000 perfectly staged photo opportunities any day. Because in real life, people don't remember the perfect pose. They remember who made them laugh. And Harry and James had people laughing without even looking like they were trying.
Now this right here is one of the reasons Harry connects with so many people. The man knows how to laugh at himself. That whole ranking of the famous British Harrys had me cracking up because he wasn't sitting there acting like he was too important for the joke. He jumped right in, he played along, he even made himself part of the fun. And that's a quality you can't teach. Let's be honest, some public figures treat every appearance like it's a job interview. Every smile is measured. Every joke gets approved by 20 people. They're so scared of looking silly that they end up looking stiff. Harry, he's the opposite. He doesn't mind being the punchline every now and then. And you know what that tells me? He's comfortable in his own skin. People with massive egos hate laughing at themselves. People who are secure, they don't care. They'll crack the joke before anybody else does. That's confidence. That's why the audience warmed to him so quickly. He wasn't trying to remind everyone he was a prince. He was just another guy having a laugh with his mate. And regular people understand that. Think about your own friend group. Who's usually the funniest person? It's not the one who keeps telling everyone how important they are. It's the one who's happy to laugh at themselves when something goes wrong. Those are the people everyone wants to be around. That's exactly the energy Harry brought. He didn't hide behind a title. He didn't act like he was above the room. He acted like a human being first. The prince part almost became an afterthought. And maybe that's what some critics struggle with. Because Harry isn't trying to impress people with a royal image. He's winning people over by being relatable. Sometimes the quickest way to connect with people isn't by acting bigger. It's by showing you're just as human as everybody else. Harry seems to understand that. And judging by the laughter in that studio, so did everyone watching.
And this, squaddies, is probably the biggest takeaway from the whole thing. Harry isn't trying to squeeze himself back into somebody else's version of success. He's building his own. One week he's standing with veterans, shining a light on mental health, or supporting causes that genuinely change lives. The next week he's laughing with James Corden at the World Cup and making millions of people smile. Why can't a person do both? Who made the rule that if you care about serious issues, you're never allowed to have fun? Regular people don't live like that. You work hard, you take care of your family, you show up when it matters, and then you kick back with your friends and enjoy life. That's called balance. That's called being human. Harry finally looks like someone who's living life on his own schedule instead of everybody else's. He gets to choose the projects that excite him. He gets to work with people he genuinely likes. And together with Meghan, they've built a life where purpose and happiness can exist in the same sentence. Honestly, that's something a lot of people dream about. Meanwhile, some folks are still stuck writing the same headlines they've been writing for years. But here's the funny thing about headlines. They expire. Yesterday's outrage becomes today's forgotten story. What sticks with people are the moments that feel real. A genuine laugh, a loyal friendship, a person who shows up exactly as they are without pretending to be somebody else. That's what people remember. Years from now, nobody's going to be talking about who wrote the grumpiest headline after the World Cup special. They'll remember Harry smiling, joking around, hearing that crowd chant his name, and looking completely at peace. And in my opinion, that's a bigger win than any negative headline could ever take away. Because when you're living a life that genuinely makes you happy, you don't have to convince the world. People can see it for themselves. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm your host, Miles. If this video made you laugh, nod your head, or yell at your screen, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the squad. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you want to keep this channel going, smash that super thanks. Until next time, stay awesome, stay unbothered, and remember, the comment section is waiting. I'll catch you in the next one.